If you've only got 3 days to explore Vietnam, this one will help you maximize your trip to one of the most lively cities in Southeast Asia. So this is a cafe in kind of a sketchy entrance. Two of the main things I love about Saigon is it's cheap and it's one of the best places for coffee. But more than that, understanding their history and culture will give you a more profound travel experience here. Here I'm traveling with Rian Mendoza.
Ta-da!
It's her first time here and together we'll help you explore the city, get a glimpse of which tours are the best for you, and of course, let's eat and explore cafes. So, is it Saigon or Ho Chi Minh? The answer is both. In 1975, after the Vietnam War between the North and the South, they then changed the name of Saigon to Ho Chi Minh City in honor of the Prime Minister. So this is the Independence Palace here in Vietnam, which signifies the unity between North and South Vietnam. On April 30, 1975, a tank from the North Vietnamese Army broke through the gates of the Independence Palace, marking the fall of Saigon and the conclusion of the Vietnam War. So the current official name is actually Ho Chi Minh, but people still use Saigon and Ho Chi Minh interchangeably. And this one is a statue of their national hero, Ho Chi Minh, that can be found in the heart of District 1. I highly suggest staying in this area to get the full city experience. It's super convenient here because you can walk to the nearby landmarks like the Thanh Market, the central market of the city, and the coffee apartments that we will show you later on. I highly suggest making your first stop at the War Remnants Museum.
So we are at the War Museum in Ho Chi Minh City. It's not allowed to take videos, so I'll just show you guys a few pictures.
This place will give you a more profound understanding of their history and a deeper sense of connection to humanity. You'll also be able to appreciate the historical landmarks that you'll come across while exploring the city. You can also visit sites like the Notre Dame Cathedral of Saigon, which unfortunately is still under renovation, the Saigon Central Post Office, and the Ho Chi Minh City People's Committee, which is the city hall just behind the Ho Chi Minh statue. In these major landmarks, you'll notice how their French colonial roots really influenced the historical landscape of Vietnam. You can pretty much visit these landmarks yourself by walking or booking a Grab, or you can also book a city tour, which I'll include in the description for links and discounts below. Now, there's a good chance that you are visiting the city for shopping. So I highly recommend going to the Thanh Market, where you can find fruits, vegetables, souvenirs, and other interesting items you might want to buy, which is also near Saigon Square for a more modern style fashion market. Now, what else is a better way to experience the city than to have a skydeck view in the tallest skyscraper in Vietnam and second tallest building in Southeast Asia? This is Landmark 81. Here you can have a 360-degree view of the entire city in the observatory from the 79th to the 81st floor of the building.
It was a cloudy day, stuck in a traffic jam, swamped on a busy street. Now it's feeling like a cloud.
At the 75th floor, there's a classy sky bar here called Blank Sky Lounge, where we enjoyed some of the most elegant drinks and this quirky looking cheesecake.
I say, oh, life could be so simple, we're taking the day away, making time for some loving, put your son on replay. I'm watching an old-time movie, follow the clouds go by, and drift in the sky.
And if you're still not tired after all that, one of the most iconic places here for nightlife is the Bui Vien Walking Street, where there's a huge crowd and many bars that light up and come alive at night. Now, two of the most iconic destinations when going to Ho Chi Minh is the Cu Chi Tunnels and the Mekong Delta. I got the chance to explore the Cu Chi Tunnels last year, and this time around, I did the Mekong Delta tour with Rian. So if you had to choose only one, which one should you pick? The Cu Chi Tunnels for me is like a portal to the past where you can see and experience one of the most historic events in Vietnam, from the network of tunnels used in the Vietnam War
Coasters.
the booby traps, the war strategies. You'll appreciate how resourceful the Vietnamese are and how lucky we are not to have gone through all the horrors they experienced during this time. Along with the most entertaining guide, I honestly think visiting the Cu Chi tunnels is a must, especially for first-time travelers in Vietnam. So Rian actually did this on her own, and you can watch out for that in her channel.
Amazing, there you are.
The Mekong Delta, on the other hand, is a combination of cultural immersion with the natural beauty of the river. The tour started with a visit to the Vinh Trang Pagoda. This is one of the most popular temples in Vietnam, where you can witness the beauty of these sacred temples and huge Buddha statues. Next up, we rode the local boats to explore the Mekong Delta River, while the tour guide explains the significance of this river to Vietnam's culture. We also got to witness some traditional Vietnamese folk music performances, took photos with some snakes and bees, enjoyed some honey tea and other local products.
It's moving. It smells like that.
We ate lunch, saw a lot of animals, and for the main event, we rode a hand-rowed sampan through the Than Tak Canal.
What is your favorite part of the Mekong River trip?
It's fun because we got to see a lot of things along the way. So the Mekong Delta tour is really a more vibrant and happy tour with nature, but I still think the Cu Chi tunnels is a superior one when it comes to educating yourself with Vietnam's past. So it's really up to you which one of these you think you will enjoy more. But don't worry, because I found a tour that can do both. So these are really great, especially for first-timers, but what will keep me coming back to Vietnam is the food and the coffee. If you haven't found yourself eating in one of these plastic chairs, you're not experiencing true local cuisine. This is com tam. It's my favorite dish in Vietnam, and com tam means broken rice. Historically, this was popular among the poor farmers in the Mekong Delta because when they did not have enough good rice to sell, they decided to cook and consume the broken rice, which are basically grains damaged by milling.
One word to describe their food. They're so flavorful.
So this comes with a variety of other ingredients like this grilled pork ribs, thin strands of pork, a Vietnamese-style omelette, perfected with some mixed fish sauce on the side. Aside from the famous pho, I really like the Vietnamese beef stew or bo co. This is a fragrant Vietnamese stew made by searing chunks of beef and then slowly braising them with lemongrass. It has a savory flavor that, to me, feels very comforting to eat, and it comes with either noodles or the banh mi. And let's not forget the beautiful coffee culture here in Vietnam. But before that, a final recommendation I have is the pizza 4-piece, which serves some of the best Italian food in Vietnam. As the second largest coffee exporter in the world, it's not a surprise that Vietnam has one of the most vibrant coffee scenes. With strong coffee beans usually brewed with a thin filter and sweetened by some condensed milk, Vietnamese coffee has a very distinct flavor profile. So this is the Cafe Apartments. It's one of the most memorable things to do here. After the end of the Vietnam War, some of the apartments were allocated to shipyard workers and decided to transform them into cafes, which boomed in the year 2010 onwards. You can find many cafe apartments across Ho Chi Minh, but this one is the most popular cafe apartments located in the center of District 1. I also kept going to this somewhat hidden cafe nearby the Thanh Market.
So this is a cafe in kind of a sketchy entrance.
After you go through this sketchy looking alley, you will find this cozy and stylish looking cafe with that rustic looking brick and concrete textures. It's surrounded by books, and outside you can enjoy a great view of the city while sipping your cup of coffee. In everything we experienced in Ho Chi Minh, I realized how this city really blends in the past and the future seamlessly. And I think that's an important trait that we need to keep in mind as we prosper, innovate, and embrace other influences. We should never forget about our core, our history, as it is one of the best educators in life. So if you found this useful, we also have a similar video if you're visiting Bohol, Philippines. And join me as we travel with purpose.
So let's float away toward the moon